Hello, everybody. Welcome to this new Lessons in Life, Dive in Life number 3. Today we're discussing creating effects from return tracks. So you can use the sends you have to send them to some crazy effect in order to create some kind of effect sounds. I've been using this technique a lot. It creates a lot of tension or climax in your track or transitions in your track, which are handy. You don't need to search for effect sounds or whatnot. You can just open something up to a send and or to a return track and have crazy effects coming out. And I really like to use this technique. Every time I use automation in my tracks, you see I'll have white colors. So I use the white color coding to show myself that I've done something somewhere. So there's automation. Makes it easier for me to see when I copy a clip that there's automation in there. Even though I say it myself, I think it's a really handy trick. I've been developing this over the years and I've been using this a lot. For instance, here in this kick, it's white. I know there's a filtered kick, so the low end is clearly out there, so that's nice. I can initially see that there's a break there without because if the kick would be red, I wouldn't see that there's a break when I open the arrangement. And I use color codings a lot, like my kick's always red, claps always yellow, hi-hats are always green, bass always brown, all these things. The rest of my drums are always blue, so therefore I see every project I open, I can see immediately what I've done there. Going to the topic at hand here. You see I have here a send, that's this send, which goes to the big verb. So I'm sending the clap just before the drop all the way to the big verb, which is again, like in tutorial number 1, a Valhalla vintage verb. It's 16 seconds long. A really big fan of the Valhallas. I always EQ my verbs as well. I don't like to have a lot of muddiness coming from the verb, so I keep them quite clean. Depends on your taste and the music style you're making. I also sidechain the long verb in this case, to create some room for the rest of the track. So let's listen what I've done. So it's quite subtle. It's just a reverb coming up in order to create the transition into the drop, which is cool. I could use some white noise to have it come up, or you can think of a million different things. But this is one way to create a sort of a tension in the track. Here I'm doing it again when the clap goes out and the hi-hats go out, and I use the reverb actually to announce that something is going to happen. So listen to it. It drags you into the moment where the rest of the percussion goes out. Let's hear it. Let's listen to it. So it's sort of like I have an effect there, like shah. That makes the transition more natural than if I would just stop it. And yeah, this is something you can use a lot. I also use it on delays here. Let me first show you the one with the clap. So on send 3, it's going to a tape reverb space preset from the echo. Also filtered again. I don't want to have too much low end in my my delays. I don't know what this glue compressor is doing. It's not doing anything. The threshold is all the way up, so I don't know why it's there, but let's keep it there. And maybe it still glues a bit. But yeah, here, let's listen to it. While this delay is still going a bit in the background, you can hear that the delay actually creates the transition. I stop the claps and the hi-hats and I use the delay to create that transition. Same goes here. I also use the delay on the main hook, so to speak. And yeah, let's listen to it again. So yeah, no need for any crashes or whatnot. You can also use them as well at the points you don't use this technique in order to have different stuff going on every time. But this is just like a very handy tool to create all kinds of transitions. If you know live sets like Kink. He plays a lot live, and every time he like drops out his hi-hats in his live set, not every time, but a lot of times, he will open the reverb. So they start having a very long reverb, and then he pulls down the faders, and then the hi-hats are gone, but the reverb still goes on, which creates a sort of a transition. The same he does when he plays some kind of piano or any other synth sound. He plays, and then he put a delay when he stops the clip, and then the clip seems to be going on because the delay just keeps the sound going while the delay is actually gone, and then you can actually filter away the delay. So, for instance, if you would do that here, this delay on this this hook, I can go to, it goes to the send C. What I can do is automate parameters as well. I can use push to do it live, of course, but also I can go here and say like, all right, I want to change the feedback to have the delay go a bit longer. So at the end of the bar, I'll put it to 105, not too crazy, otherwise we get deaf. A good thing to use after your, if you're going to go to crazy values, like more than 106 is usually the tipping point for this unit. You can put a limiter next to it, so you're not going to go kill your speakers, because if this is over 105, 106%, it really goes on endlessly. And if you don't pull it down or you stop it here, it will keep on delaying like crazy. So therefore, it's always good to have a limiter as soon as you go over this 105, 106 feedback. So that's good to know. I used to use H delay a lot. The Waves H delay. It's an amazing unit. I can quickly get it here. Let me see. I've got it here. H delay. This guy. I've used this a lot in the past, also because it has the milliseconds option that you can put the milliseconds down, which is, it always gives a nice effect. But yeah, you can do the same on the echo with this guy. So sorry Waves, but I'm not using the H delay anymore. So yeah, here we go. I'll show you how I can manipulate this feedback here. You see it, and then what maybe is nice is to filter this guy out, so we can set the low pass. Let me just select it here. The low pass frequency. We can also have it filter down, that guy, and we can take the resonance and have that go up at that point. And let's listen to what happens to our delay. That's very cool. You can even have the feedback go on, so that we have the feedback go on a bit longer, so that we leave it like at 100, so it will really continue, and then have this frequency go down but come up again. Then it should come back again. Let's listen to it. A bit too slow, but I think you get the point. You know, you can automate everything once you send it to a return effect. And yeah, this is just the beginning of using a lot of crazy stuff. You can also create what I sometimes did, a crazy effects channel return track. Just loads of different stuff on it, and send some cool sounds to it every once in a while. You can do it also with the hi-hats here. Maybe it's nice to show you how I would do it. I would create a return track. Call it hats delay. Let's add a simple delay for now. Let's see. Here it is. Put it on 2. Tack, 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 tack. And then here, put some nice feedback. Then I would go in here. Split the clip with Command E, make it white so I know it's going down, and then take the send D, which is the heads delay. You can see it here. It's this guy. Every time I would open it, it would go to the delay. So let's send these last 2 hi-hats there, and then put this down. Every time I put like a send automation, I would always put them down. And why do I do that? Is because if I zoom out, I would do it if I would do it. oh, I'm doing it here. If I would do it here and I would leave them open, then this part would start, and then the automation would still be up. So I'm always making a routine of it going down immediately. That's, I think, the smartest thing to do. So let's listen to it. Okay, I forgot to put the dry wet all the way on wet. So make sure to put that on wet. That's very important, because if you use something on a return track, you don't want it to be 50% wet. Otherwise, you're doubling your original signal here with this 50% if you leave it on 50%. So you want 100% effect sound. So let's listen to that again. You can clearly hear the delay. It's not something I would do here. I would rather copy this guy and put it here. As an outro. It's very nice. It's also, there's also a way, of course, again, to use the beat delay. It's now on 2, so it goes on 2, and then I can have it go to 1. And also for the right channel, put it here, 2, put it at 1, then it's like this. You can hear the delay goes a bit faster than after that point. So yeah, that's it. This was Lessons in Live episode 3 on creating transitions with effects. If you like to know more, please subscribe to the channel. I hope this was of inspiration and I gave you a few things to think about what you can do with return channels and effects. And I'll see you in the next episode.